Thanks for tuning into the channel. So you might have seen some of my videos before. Usually my videos are about the car market or Turo. If you're not familiar with Turo, it's spelled Turo. Go ahead on Google, check out, type it in, check out the website and learn a little bit about it. But what it is it's a car sharing platform. So you can list your car on there, you can rent it out, and you can offset your payment. You can maybe turn it into a business, make some money. I have it as a side hustle. I have 4 cars. I've been doing it for over 2 years. So I do make videos about it. And if you're interested in learning more, go ahead, check out the description. You're going to see 2 links. I have a link there of everything that I use. So maybe you're watching this and you're a Torah host. Go ahead and click on what I use that may be able to help you. And again, if you're new and you're thinking about joining, check it out, see what I use. It could be useful to you. And also, I have the Toro guide. So for those of you that are new, it can even be useful if you're currently on the Toro platform because you may have questions. Make sure you check it out. It could really help you out. If you do check it out, leave me some feedback in the comments below. I love to see how it's working out for you. But today, I wanted to talk about something different, right? So those of you that are still watching and are wondering what I'm talking about today, it's going to be about stocks. And this is going to be the first video that I'm making about stocks. But my channel, I do talk about Toro, right? So I talk about ways of making money. I talk about side hustles and you know one of them. And somebody actually asked me in a previous video more than once, hey, what other things do you do that makes you additional income? Because I talk a lot about having as much sources of income as you can have. So I have a 9 to 5. Some of you can relate. Some of you may have your own business, but it doesn't hurt to have some additional sources of income. And that's why I've been doing Toro. And then I wanted to talk about stocks. I do have some long-term stocks that I plan to keep long-term in hopes that they do really well, but I also want to make money now, right? A lot of us, we want to make money later on. That's great, retirement, things like that, but we also want to make money right now, and it doesn't hurt. And what I've been doing, I figure I should share with you. I'm not a professional. I'm not, a professional when it comes to stocks. I know a little bit, and I have made some money on the market, and currently am. And I figure I should share some basic information. Just know that there's a risk involved, but I figure I should share some of the things I plan to do that you might be interested in trying out. Just know there's absolutely a risk, but let's get into it. So some of you that may be watching may already know about stocks, and there's some popular stocks called Serve Robotics and SoundHound, right? And I'm going to pull these up really quick. Yeah, SoundHound, AI, and Serve Robotics. Now, the ticker symbol for Serve is SERV. So you can definitely go on Google, look it up, learn a little bit about what the company does, and you can look at the SoundHound. And the ticker symbol for that one is SOUN. Now, I didn't do this with SoundHound. I did this with Serve. What right now we're let's say middle of February. The month of January, there are a few times I had bought into Serve Robotics. And I'm not a day trader, okay? But what I'm doing is short-term trading. And what that means is I'll buy a company and I try to sell it for a profit within the 365 days. Sometimes I get lucky and I sell within the day, and really that's what I'm aiming for. But sometimes, the market could, it's not always predictable and there's obviously risk. So sometimes I'm not able to sell within the same day. Sometimes I need to be in it 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and so on. But so far, I've been able to get out of the ones I got into pretty quickly. And again, some right when the market opens, 30 minutes after the market opened, I make money. And you may be wondering, well, how are you doing it? SoundHound, I do watch other videos about people that talk about stocks, and I learned that that was a popular one, but I never got into it. I'm glad I didn't. And I'm glad I wasn't into Serve because this is important. I'm going to share this, and this is where the risk comes in. Because a lot of people that talk about stocks, they talk about the pros and how you can make all this money, but you can lose money. And some people are holding Serve and are probably underwater on it. I got lucky because I was not in it, but I could have definitely been in it, right? I didn't know that this was going to happen. The reason SoundHound and Serve, because You can Google it and you can see its 52-week high. You can see its 52-week low. This company was trading at one point in time for under $2, Serve Robotics. And you can go ahead and look it up to verify what I'm saying. It had a high of $30, right? That's huge, right? A company that's trading under $2 and one day it's all the way up to $30, and there has to be a reason for that. The reason Serve Robotics and SoundHound spiked is because a company that you're probably familiar with is NVIDIA, the chip maker, right? The AI, it's the AI chip maker, NVIDIA, ticker symbol NVDA. And sorry if I mispronounce, I'm not the best sometimes pronouncing the names, but NVIDIA is very popular. It's they're doing great. And that company obviously is being watched. Anything that company does, people are paying attention to it. And what they did, they had invested in Serve Robotics. They had invested in SoundHound, these smaller companies, right? So people assumed, hey, if NVIDIA, this ginormous company that's making all this money and doing great, if they're investing in these smaller companies, they must see some really big potential. And that caused excitement, right? People don't want to miss out. So who doesn't want to buy the next stock that's going to blow up? So they saw NVIDIA invest in these, and that really spiked it up. Now, in the month of January, I was buying Serve anywhere between $16, $17, and $18. What I was doing is when it would go up $1 or $2, I would sell it. So the way you make money is how many shares you're buying, right? The more shares you can buy, the bigger of an opportunity you have to make money. And since to be honest, there were some times where I would sell it at just a 50-cent jump. So if the stock jumped 50 cents, sometimes I may sell it. It just depends how I felt. But I was just looking between 50 cents, $1, if sometimes even more, and I would sell it. There are some mornings that really would just shoot up really quickly, and I was able to make more. But I would try get out as soon as I can. Now, sometimes it didn't go the way I wanted, and I had to stay in it a few days. But that's how I do it. So if right now, if you ask me, I wouldn't buy into Server SoundHound because the news came out that NVIDIA sold their shares in those companies, right? And that made the stock price drop. And that news just came out, right? So it literally came out after the market closed. It came in after hours, meaning if I would have been in it and I didn't sell within that same day, I would have been underwater. And who knows how long it would take to go up because Serve went all the way down. The last day the market was open on Friday on Valentine's Day, it literally, or no, Thursday. So the stock market on Thursday was around, I believe, $22, Serve, something like that, around that range, right? And it was going up that week, the week of Valentine's, it was doing pretty well. It was shooting up. You can look up that specific week. If you go on Google, you can check the calendar. You can look at the graph, not the calendar, sorry, the graph. And you'll see that Serve Robotics was just really having a home up, right? It was a mountain, just a line going up. And let me see if I can just show it on my phone. So here we go. 1 week. So here you go. You can see, look at that. Look at the chart. And then the reason it had that ginormous drop, because after it closed, news came out that NVIDIA sold all its shares. And people just started selling off after hours. And this is why I wanted to show you there's risk, right? If you would have invested Thursday thinking this thing is going to jump up $1 or $2 or whatever, you think it was going to have a jump and you're going to make some money on Friday, this news came out that's unexpected. Nobody really knew about it. And if you would have been caught, you would be underwater on it, and we don't know where it's going to go. My opinion, I would invest in Serve Robotics and SoundHound because this news just came. The stock dropped tremendously. Now, some people say that this is still a good company and that it's going to have a run up. That could be true, right? It's an opinion. Some people are going to be right on their opinion. Some people are going to be wrong. Right now, I would stay away and kind of just see what's going to happen. So it is something you can pay attention to. Serve Robotics, SoundHound, are they going to continue dropping? Is there going to be a good buying opportunity? Maybe just make some quick cash? Maybe. But I found out the ones that NVIDIA invested in, and those are the ones I'm interested in because those are the ones that I think, at least right now, and again, I could be wrong, but I think that you can put in some money and that they're going to shoot up $1 or $2 within the week, within the day, and you can within that week most likely make some cash, possibly even in the day. Now, what companies were those? The one I'm going to talk about is WeRide. WeRide Incorporated, ticker symbol WRD. Now, this company, if you look at it, it was trading under $20. Okay. When the news came out that NVIDIA had invested in it, this company goes from trading around $16, $17. It jumped all the way to $42. Why? Because people want to buy into that next company that's going to become large. It's like people are looking for an opportunity that say like winning the lottery. They're looking for that next Amazon, that next Google, that next Meta. They're looking for that company that's going to blow up. And there's going to be a company one day that's going to become large, right? And you want to get in there early. So they say, wow, NVIDIA invested in it. There must be, some potential in this small company. And it went, like I said, from seven. So imagine if you were in it at $17 and then overnight, boom, it shot up to $42. And these things are happening. You obviously want to be in them. I wish I was in it. I was not in it. I didn't even know about this company until I found out that NVIDIA had invested in it. But this just happened. This is new. So I think there's going to be some upside opportunity, right? Went all the way up to $42. Is right now, it closed at 31.50. The market's going to open up on Tuesday. There could be a possibility of making some quick money on this. Now, I could be wrong, right? Some negative news just randomly comes out. Things could really make a 180. And that's why I was trying to inform you guys about Serve Robotics, that these companies, yes, you can make some short-term cash. Like you can, short-term, you can quickly make some profit on them, but you got to stay on top of the news, because if you get any negative news, you got to stay on top of the news and their earnings report, right? These companies end up not having a good earnings report. There could be a sell-off. So you got to, to me, they're not passive. You got to stay on top of this. You got to constantly be doing research, but you can definitely make some money. And this could be another source of income for you. The other one is, let me see where it is. Nebulous Group. That one ticker symbol is NBIS. And this one, it didn't have such a spike. It did have a spike, and I actually invested in this one on Friday, and I made some upside on it. So I invested it because I found out about NVIDIA investing in it, and I was luckily that morning, right when the market opened, I was able to watch it. So at 9:30, market open, boom, it started to go up. So basically, like at 9:32, 9:33, I said, you know what? I think this is gonna have a run or a big run. I think I can make some upside within the day. Now I could have been wrong. I bought in, and before lunchtime, I already had sold. They made some cash. Now it wasn't anything crazy, but it was, some ching ching in my pocket. Doesn't hurt. And the reason I'm sharing this, you guys can be doing this. Doing research on Google, checking out these companies that bigger companies are investing in, right? It's not that difficult to invest in a company for it to go up 50 cents, to go up $1. Now, some of you may be watching say it's not really worth it if it just goes up $1. That's fine. It really just depends on how many shares you're buying. Because if you're buying, let's say you bought 100 shares. If it goes up $1, you made $100. If you were able to make that within 30 minutes, are you really going to be complaining? If you were able to buy 1,000 shares and it goes up 50 cents, you made 500. If it goes up $1, you made 1,000. And sometimes you can pull this off within the day. Sometimes within a few hours, sometimes within less than 1 hour. Every day is different. And there's going to be some days where you're not able to do that, and you kind of wait it out. But I wanted to share this with you because I talk a lot about Turo. I talk a lot about, how important it is to making some making some extra income. I wanted to throw this out there. I do want to, let everyone know, because this is important. There's a risk, right? So if you had, whatever amount of money you have, if you decide, well, I saw this guy on YouTube, I want to try what he's doing. Just know you can lose your uh the stock can go down. You might be stuck in it longer than you want. Do I think these companies are going to go to zero tomorrow? No, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm just saying you may not necessarily make profit as quickly as you want. If you don't, then you just got to hold into it. I think eventually you will. Now, there could be a bad apple out there that you invest in company, it's just, you know, it goes under. And then you do lose all your money. So there is a risk. I just think, hey, if you want, this is my opinion, just there's a risk. That's just what I'm doing. I'm just sharing basically what I'm doing is that if you have some extra money and you want to try to grow it, you want to make some extra ching ching, possibly every month, this is something else that you may be able to try. Just know you can lose money. You do need to do some research. You don't have to be a genius. When I'm talking about research, I'm not talking about intense research. I'm not saying you need to learn all the graphs and learn everything out there. I'm just saying you can basically go ahead and go on Google. You go on Yahoo Finance. You can, there's a lot of informations about these companies. What I like to do is I like to look at the charts. And I like to look here in the bottom. You can see it says the 52-week low, the high. I like to see how high it's gone, how low it's gone. I like to also check in the previous day. What did it open at? What did it close at? You can even go on Yahoo Finance and get more data on that. It's easy data, it's free data, it's not that hard to get. And then based on what I read on Google about the company, what does the company do? Are they growing? What are the professionals thinking? Are they saying this is a buy stock? Is this a sell? So if I see that's a buy, I'm reading good things. There's no earnings report coming out. Because if there's an earnings report, I don't like to jump in it because an earnings report could really drop a stock. So as long as the earnings report's not coming out, there's no negative news about the company, I'll take the risk within the day. I try my best not. I'm not a day trader because sometimes I keep the stock longer than a day, but I try to sell it as quickly as possible. And the reason is because news is coming out all the time. If anything bad comes out on the company, it could change. It could affect the price. And all I'm trying to do is make some quick money. Now, some of you are really gonna hate this, and then don't do it. But some of you maybe want to try something new, and I'm just saying what I do. I have been making a profit so far. I know we're only in February, but I did really well in January. I've done okay so far in February in the green, no losses. And this could be something where you make some extra ching ching. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think about these companies, or if there's any others that you guys want to share. Let me know some comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button. I really appreciate you watching. And if you're wondering why you saw some different colors on my fingers, I was painting earlier today or the weekend at the house doing some touch ups. So, um, some of this paint's hard to get off. So it's just figure I throw that out there. But thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.